culture defined by progression.
Where did that come from?
And respect.
My half-pipe hero.
Athletes and fans become family, embracing the moment and each other. A 24-year pilgrimage to the pinnacle of athletic ability and originality. Now, it's a party.
Let the games begin.
Let's go!
This is X Games Aspen.
X Games Aspen 2020. I'm your host, Jack Matrani. We've got a huge night tonight. Maddie Mastro going for the double tripler in the women's snowboard SuperPipe. Mark McMorris with the opportunity to tie Shaun White for the most medals in Winter X Games history. And now, for the main event, ladies and gentlemen, the real cost men's snowboard big air. Are you ready to send it?
Snowboarding in prime time under the lights. It's time for the most innovative riders on the planet to do what they do best. It's time for the Real Cost Men's Snowboard Big Air Final. What's happening, everybody? Brandon Graham joined alongside my partner, the voice of snowboarding, X Games real snow medalist, Craig McMorris. Big Air night means bolo night here in the booth. Let's talk about Big Air. Your little brother, Mark McMorris, silver medal last year in this event, did not medal in slopestyle earlier today, shockingly enough. Safe to say he's got vengeance on his mind here tonight.
He does. He is going to be throwing hammers like the ones he did to earn the silver medal last year. Back triple 16, front triple 14, switching up mute to tail on that one. So Mark McMorris will have to do those or tricks of greater caliber if he wants to get that gold medal. Now, as you can see in that graphic right there, Mark McMorris, Joe Parsons, Jamie Anderson all sitting with 17 Winter X Games medal. One more here tonight, and Mark ties Shaun White. Brando.
And there you see Max Perot, the most dominant man in this event. He is a fighter, but the last 12 months have likely been the most trying of his life.
There's a lot of kids that wants to play, and there's kids that wants to become a professional snowboarder.
That is how you do it.
I grew up in Bromo, where everything started.
When he was in snowboarding, he would build jump and box and rails. He would go to the arena, pack snow. It was the first time that he was really committed to something.
Max had that drive, like he really wanted to be a professional snowboarder.
2013, I laid the first backside triple cork in slopestyle ever.
In 2014, he got double gold, slopestyle and big air, being the first one to do 2 triple corks in a slopestyle run.
Never been done in competition ever.
I just really like to push the limits. When you're the only one on hurt doing this thing, that's an amazing feeling.
I have unfortunately been diagnosed with a cancer. It's been hard news to take for me, my family and friends.
I think he didn't realize all the impact that cancer would have on his career at that time.
Max was like, no, it's a good cancer, you know, I'll be back in 6 months.
I realized a couple of days and weeks later that, life is more important than snowboarding, obviously. So at that point, I had to focus on battling cancer. I had many down days, that's for sure. But I was trying to be really as much positive as I could.
Okay, man, you're confident? I'm confident as well, you know? We'll train hard and we'll make sure you win the first event that you do.
Max Perot wins gold.
Even though I won these games in Oslo, I still feel very hungry.
Still young, and he's still young in his mind, and he still has goals, you know, and he's still progressing. That's what's beautiful, you know.
Just a remarkable story, Craig, to come back just 2 months removed from chemotherapy treatment and winning gold at X Games Norway late last month was special. But there's no doubt he's got his eyes on the prize here at the Real Cost Men's Snowboard Big Air at X Games Aspen.
We've talked about Mark McMorris. We've talked about Max Perot. Let's take a look at the rest of this field because there are some big names. I love this start list so much, Brando, because any one of these individuals could take that #1 spot. Rene Renakongas, the Finn, he's competing in 4 separate events this weekend, Brando.
Such a dynamic lineup, and I'm really excited to see what goes down here tonight. Obviously, Max Perot wasn't here last year. Yuki Kodono, Mark McMorris, Sven Thorgren, those guys were the ones to keep your eyes on. It all changes, though, with Max Perot in the mix.
That is correct.
So here's Rene Renakongas, who has more fun out here than just about anyone else. So excited about this guy and so much fun to watch.
Left foot forward, look like he's going to initiate a backside rotation. How's he going to start this big air final? Well, how about a backside triple cork 1440 from Rene Renakongas.
This is the big show.
Yep.
Everyone comes to Buttermilk for this one.
Yep.
And Rene Renakongas comes correct right out the gate.
He does not disappoint. Now a backside triple cork 1440, very, very impressive, but tonight you are judged on all of your jumps. It's overall impression, so he's gonna have to build on that.
Making his 11th X Games appearance, a guy known for going yard, Yuki Kodono.
You want to talk about bag of tricks? This guy's got them all. How about a backside 1620 to kick things off? So we just saw Rene Renakongas do that backside 1440, 3 flips, 4 full rotations. Yuki does that and adds another 180, Brando.
It's early, Craig, but apparently it's already 16 o'clock.
It's already 16 o'clock. It's way past 4 p.m. on the East Coast. I think, I don't know.
Busting out. Time zones was never your thing.
Yeah, it never was.
But to
Really
see a 1620 that early, these guys are not messing around. Nope. How about Yo Aizawa, the X Games rookie, just 20 years old. He goes as big as anyone in this field.
And he's got a quad. He's got an 1800. He's got a 19. But he starts off with that front side rotation. So we've seen Rene and we've seen Yuki initiate their backside rotations. Yo, starting with that front side. Front side 1440 from Yo. Yo. Yo!
And how about the pacing to this contest? This has been a jam format forever, but we have changed the way this thing is judged.
Last year you had to spin once to the left, once to the right. Those 2 scores were added together. Here tonight, totally different. You can do whatever you want and you're judged on every single jump. Darcy Sharp! Backside 1620, that is a new one for Darcy Sharp.
I was going to say, I don't think we've ever seen Darcy do that.
No, and he's just got to be on cloud 9, Brando, winning an X Games slopestyle gold just a few hours ago.
Remember, he qualified for this event without a 16. Did he have even a 14 in qualifying?
Well, he didn't have him switch backside 1620 like we saw him just do there.
So here's Mons Roysland.
Left foot forward, he initiates that front side triple 1440. Too easy. He's been on fuego all weekend long. Eliminations in the slopestyle final. I actually had a good chat with my dad. We talked about it, debriefed a little bit, and he said Mons is just sharp. He's explosive. He looks like every time he takes off, you're so sure he's going to land. That front side 1440, it looks easy for him.
Mons Roysland is having some kind of weekend here at X Games Aspen. But now all eyes on Max Perot, his return to Aspen after battling cancer last year. He returns to a discipline he knows all so well, winner of 5 gold medals in this event.
Cap 16, I'm calling it right now. Hi, how you doing, Stu? Why even try? Why is it that easy for you? That is one of the hardest 1620s.
Effortless, Craig.
In elimination, he put this down. I mean, you cannot have a handle that good on a trick. That is just unfair.
Sven Thorgren, ready to drop in for his 9th X Games appearance. He's got 4 X Games medals.
One thing you got to watch with Sven is he really stays flat when he does that backside 1620 and almost over-rotates it there, hangs on to it. But you noticed with Max or a Darcy, they really go triple dip on their 16 and triple cork 14s, whereas Sven Thorgren keeps it really, really flat. Here's a good look at it. Backside 1620 stalefish grab. That's that backhand on that heel side edge. But that right there, that's going to take away a lot of numbers.
So here is Mark McMorris going with the Safari Guide beige kit.
It is. He wants to see some wildlife out here. And this is wild. Switchback 1620.
Hello! As we said before, Mark trying to defend his gold medal in slopestyle earlier today, unable to do that. Do we feel or sense added pressure from him to put on a show, and not just medal, but perhaps win this event tonight?
Mark took off like he has not ate in days. This young man is hungry, ladies and gentlemen. He wants to eat. Big Dog wants to eat tonight. Switchback 1620. When you do it that well, it doesn't even look like you were in the air. He lands like he's just been riding down the slope.
And he's got history on his mind. A medal today would tie him with Sean White for most winter discipline medals of all time. So here's Rene Renekongas with his second attempt.
Frontside 1440 all the way down.
And our first look at our live standings shows Mark McMorris in first, Max Perot in second, Yuki Kodono in third.
Not the first time we've seen those three names up there. Let me tell you what.
I was going to say, you could have pulled info from a few different years of podiums here at X Games.
Rene Renekongas, that's how you do it. Back triple 1440, frontside 1440, and we can't talk about this jam session enough. Everything you do counts. If you land 3-4 hammers, that is absolute perfection.
So here's Yuki Kodono.
He went backside 1620. He goes switch backside 1620. But a little bit too much weight on the back foot of that landing there. Caused him to go down. When Yuki takes off, whether it be backside or switch backside, there's no way of telling. He's explosive with each rotation.
Yo Aizawa in sixth place.
Does he go 18? Yeah, he does. Oh! 1,800. 5 full 360s. Five full rotations around in the air.
3 years ago, this was a pipe dream that was just starting to become a reality. This guy's making his X Games debut.
Absolutely, and doing it. It's all about that full color kit. That if there's a fashion takeaway from 2020 here, just solid colors.
Match your top to your bottoms.
Yep, and do an 1800. That's good too.
Darcy Sharp.
Coming in switch stance, right foot forward. Switch back, triple 16. Yeah! Oh! You want to talk about commitment to a landing. Darcy Sharp digs in that toe edge when he comes around from the 1620 and says, I'm either riding out of this thing absolutely perfect or I'm going right out the front. Unfortunately, he goes out the front there, but this is pretty new for Darcy. Switch back 1620. Wow, and there you see that toe edge catch.
Darcy, of course, earning his first career X Games gold medal earlier today in slopestyle. Here's Mons Roisland.
He went frontside 1440. He goes cab 1440, but runs out of airspace on the rotation. And like Pete Rose, slides in a second.
So the rookie Yo currently in first place as we approach the 16-minute mark. What does Max Perot do on his second attempt?
He's coming in a right foot forward here. He went cab 16. He goes backside 16. Okay, it's a 16. It's a sweet 16 party, ladies and gentlemen. I want a car! And a couple more 1620s. Wow.
Who lands this trick better than Max Perot in the world? Not here tonight on the planet Earth.
Who are you?
There was no struggle in this.
Absolutely, it looks effortless. His left arm doesn't even move. It just sits there. Takes a look at the landing after the 1440 and says, yeah, I'll put the gear down, hey?
He could have been holding a drink, no top, and I don't think anything would have spilled.
Absolutely, the ice cubes maybe rattle a bit, but no liquid loses.
Sven Thorgren, Max Perot, by the way, jumping up into first place. So here's Sven.
Love this live ranking system. There are no numbers on these jumps. This is real-time rankings. So you can see when somebody puts down a 1620 like Sven Thorgren, they bump up. You can't go down. You can only be surpassed by other athletes as this jam session goes on. And we just saw two backside 1620s. We saw Max Perot go very inverted on the triple cork, and then Sven Thorgren's right here stays very, very flat.
Mark McMorris sitting in fourth place.
Switch backside 16 on run one. Backside 16 on run two. Says, give me some of that. There's his girlfriend, Coco Ho, and his roommate, Russell Chai.
Mark McMorris could not ask for a better start.
Look at that takeoff. His board is straight, and his body is almost 90 degrees. That is how you initiate drive up and create the rotation. Pop and spin. If you're watching this at home, take notes. Maybe voice memos. I don't know what you do, but that's how you do a 1620.
Mark McMorris feeling himself. What a second run from this entire field here at the Real Cost Men's Snowboard Big Air. More from X Games Aspen right after this.
X Games Aspen is brought to you by Wendy's, the official sponsor of X Games Aspen.
Ever wondered why someone would go to the ends of the earth and leap into the unknown? Maybe a better question is, what are you waiting for? Pacifico is brewed for those who follow their own path. That's living life acres up.
Welcome back to X Games Aspen. Today we're talking about when the delivery separates the good from the great, Jack.
Did you say Wendy's delivery?
What? No?
Yes, you
Take a look at this double flat screen from Alesso. Amazing angle to perfect style. It's just so fresh.
And never frozen beef like the Big Bacon Classic. Crispy applewood smoked bacon and a fast delivery. I'm ordering two.
This X Games season, get the all-new Wendy's Big Bacon Classic delivered straight to your door.
Well, you said Wendy's delivery. Ever wonder why someone would wake up at the crack of dawn just for a chance in the unknown? Maybe a better question is, what are you waiting for? Pacifico is brewed for those who follow their own path. That's living life acres up.
Okay, sorry, Cam. Whoa. Holy shit! Look at that leaderboard. Mark McMorris, while we were away on commercial, jumping up into that top spot with that 1620. We're going to take a look at his. So we're going to be sitting here in the booth for a while. I'm just completely flustered by what Mark was doing. So in a moment, we're going to send it over to our third member of our crew, Jackie Montgomery. Jackie, how you doing?
What's going on, guys? Well, I was talking to Mark McMorris during practice earlier today. He said, of course, he's disappointed that he did not make the podium in slopestyle, but coming into this event, he is fully focused on walking away with the medal and getting number 18 to tie Sean White for the record. I asked him, with this new jam format, what is his strategy? Is he going to go for it out of the gates, or is he going to take it easy and ease into it? He kept that close to the vest, but he said that he does have a game plan for how he wants to approach tonight, but if it's not going his way, he will bring out those heavy hitters towards the end. But as we saw with his first two runs, things seem to be going how he wanted it to.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, in the break, we were taking a look at this live update of our leaderboard.
And here it is right here, the backside 1620. He did the switch backside 1620 last time, flipping it around. He's got the grab, and he holds time, and just wants the landing here, responds it, flips it down, and rides away clean.
I mean, we were taking a look at that leaderboard as it updates. We're the privilege to have a little screen right here, and you're thinking about the tricks that Mark McMorris did. You're like, how can they not put it at the top left? Boom! Mark McMorris there, of course. The way it works out here, though, is we constantly update this thing. We will not have those.
My name is Sven Torgren. I'm from Stockholm, Sweden, and we're here at the Big Air course. This jump is for sure one of the biggest jumps we ever hit in our contest season, and I think this year it's even a longer table than it used to be. It's a pretty big jump. This event has probably been the most important event for progression in snowboarding, I would say. Like, this is where you've seen all the new tricks. I like the new format where they're just gonna have it as a complete jam session. I feel more confident this year with the medal from last year, so hopefully try to keep it going and have really fun out there.
Couple iPhone clips getting captured here tonight. Let me tell you what, beautiful shot of the crowd. They have lined the entirety of that half pipe to watch one of the greatest outdoor shows on earth, Brando.
And it's already got the makings of that. Max Perot and Mark McMorris, they have battled so many times over the years in this event. It would only be fitting that they'd be 1-2 right now through the first couple runs of this contest.
But a gentleman who I didn't think would be sitting in fourth place at this juncture of the event is currently sitting in fourth place.
Rene Renakongas, always having the best time.
He goes cab 14. Back 14, front side 14, cab 14. Fakie to fakie, 4 full 360s. This kid can spin every single way. He can flip every way. He can do anything.
You know, he made his X Games debut last year, and he was so appreciative. He was so humble. It's amazing for me to be here, and you even see him walking around, and he says what's up to everybody. He loves being around people.
He's a yes man. They asked him to do 4 events. He said, I would love to. He's also competing in X Games Real Snow. The amount of pressure there is on you to film that video part and then come compete here. I mean, he's a good guy.
Here's Yuki Kodono sitting in 5th place.
Switch backside 1620, make no mistake. Yuki Kodono, surgical precision on that switch backside 1620. Pops up, gets the rotation, and look his eyes just looking through the legs at the landing the whole time. Has to really whip the hips there too at the end.
Exactly. The judges get slow-mo replays as well. Yo, good to go. Basically a game of musical chairs out there for the top.
So Rene taking over the top spot. But of course, he's had one more try than those behind him. But here's Yoizawa sitting in 4th place. Already seen that 18.
Does he do it cleaner? Now what happens when you try to do a trick of that magnitude, 1800? Your takeoff is so crucial. We saw a great slow-mo of Mark McMorris's takeoff, the way he drives up straight and then pushes up, then rotates. Yo kind of starts spinning a little bit early and doesn't get the lift needed to spin around 5 separate times.
Darcy Sharp, our 2020 slopestyle gold medalist, drops in for his 3rd attempt.
Switch backside 1620, goes back to the well and makes no mistake. The trick of the evening thus far, switch backside 1620. Everybody's trying to do the hardest thing. And a switch backside 1620, that's the hardest thing. Ooh, just sneaks it around there.
Mons Roysland sitting in 7th.
Takes off cab, and that 1440, that cab 1440 has given him so much trouble here tonight, Brando. Just not getting the amount of airtime he needs to spin that thing.
Yeah, let's take another look.
Hard to be patient on that switch takeoff. You want to just go a little bit early because it's so natural to open up your shoulders. But when you do that too early, you just don't get the lift.
So Max Perot, because of Rene and Yuki's runs, has been bumped out of the top 3. He's now in 4th place as we get closer to the 11-minute mark here in the Real Cost Men's Snowboard Big Air Final.
Cab 16, back 16. I'm thinking something front side. Front side triple 16. We have not seen that from Max Perot. 4.5 times around. What is so difficult about this is it is so unnatural. The front side 1440 kind of comes into its own. The front side 1620 does not. You have to really fight this thing around.
I mean, it's extraordinary what we're seeing from Max Perot, but at the same time, none of this should surprise us.
He comes to play. When Max Perot enters an event, it's first or it's last. He swings for the fences every time. Every ball's a home run ball.
Territory for Max as he takes back 1st place. Here's Sven Thorgren.
Backside 1620 goes frontside triple 1440. Puts that down very, very solid. So unlike Sven's backside rotations, on his front side, he goes really off kilter, head over heels, if you will, on the front side 1440.
Sven trying to earn a 3rd career Big Air medal here at X Games.
This format, this jam session where everything matters, its overall impression is absolutely wild. You just can't fall.
So what's Mark's chess move after Max takes the lead?
Mark goes front side triple. And he attacks the bishop. Is a chess reference I can come up with.
Thank God you had one. I had this many. 0. Mark McMorris, I can't say enough, with history on the line, trying to tie Shaun White's all-time medal record, and to have this sort of fortitude to continue to put tricks down like this so solidly. Just exceptional snowboarding from Mark.
Does this beat Max Perot's front side 1620? Rene Renekongas thinks it does. Now, Mark's landing was a little bit cleaner, but the 1620
and it
was
put
a little bit
into second place. Well, tomorrow, X Games from Aspen continues on ESPN2 at 2 Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. Then at 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific on ESPN, we wrap it all up with Snowboard Knuckle Hug, Men's Ski Superpipe, and Snow Bike Best Trick. All our X Games coverage is also streaming live on the ESPN app. Under 9 minutes to ride with here, Craig, and it's Max Perot 1, Mark McMorris 2, and this young man, Rene Renekongas, sitting in 3rd.
If you don't make any mistakes, you're on the podium. That's a lot easier said than done. when you're doing triple corks and 1620 triple corks. Rene Renekongas is a bright light in snowboarding, and I'm attracted to it. It is so incredible how good he is in every single discipline. Sage Kotzenberg was in the booth with us during slopestyle. He used the term that I love, ATV. Rene Renekongas is an all-terrain vehicle.
And he's also an incredible bass player.
If you have not had the pleasure of listening to Rene's band, Catfish, go and do yourself a favor.
If you're into Finnish ska, I've got a band for you. Here's Yuki Kudono. Let's head down to DC from the course. DC, what's going on down there?
Thanks, guys. It is incredible down here as Yuki just going for it there with, what, the Cab 14 going for there? But yeah, incredible vibe down here. Crowd is loving it. And Craig, your bro just put like half the audience down here in the white room with that last one. But Brando, you're saying he's feeling himself? Indeed. I don't know if it's a nod to the Bay Area, your roots there, but shout out to Mac Dre, feeling myself. I think we should cue that track up for Mark, because he is on one right now.
My man, DC, coming through. The 415. Here's Yo, sitting in 6th.
That's a better takeoff. Oh!
Whoa!
Yo! Backside 1800. And I think he surprised himself a little bit with the amount of air. So this takeoff so much better than his last one. Goes way higher in the air, so he has a lot more time to get this rotation around. I believe if he would have committed to that 1980, he would have brought it around, but has to kind of hold it at that 1800.
Right.
Look at how he finishes here. He's got maybe like another foot, 2. Yeah, if he would have committed to it a little bit, maybe could have brought it around. He's never actually tried the 1980, but says he wants to try it here tonight.
Unbelievable. So Darcy Sharp, sitting in 7th place. Under 7 minutes to ride with in the Real Cost Men's Snowboard Big Air. What can he do here to creep up into that podium position and try and double medal here on day 3 at X Games?
He needs a couple lands. This frontside 1440, it looked like he was going, it looks like he was going frontside 1440, trying to grab nose. I've seen him do it, that frontside grab, but I've never seen him do it with that nose grab. But you see how he misses it? Now the core strength that he is using here, see how he grabs his knees? Once you miss the grab, you just got to hold on and hope for the best. Grab your knees, engage that core, and stay tight.
Mons Roysland has got to put something down right here.
Goes to cab 14 again. There we go, much better takeoff on that one, puts it down. But if I'm going to be honest with you, Brando, this jam format is so cutthroat. If you fall 2 or 3 times, if you get stuck on a trick and everybody surpasses you, you have a very steep mountain to climb as that clock winds down.
Well, this man, Max Perot, and your brother, Mark McMorris, have been flawless so far today. It seems like it's going to have to take one of them with some sort of bail or bobble or imperfect run to shake them. But Max Perot, our current leader.
He's going cab 18. Oh, okay. Okay, buddy. Okay. Cab 6. Go ahead, Brandon. Sorry.
That is a bad man.
He's a bad man. Cab 1620 on jump 1. Cab 1800 on jump 4. So the only way the only direction Max has not spun yet is switch backside.
Right. No, he's playing this perfectly.
He is. You mentioned the chess match. Nobody has made a mistake. Right. Everybody has been absolutely perfect thus far. And we only have 4 minutes and 42 seconds left on the clock. Triple backside rodeo. Wow. Now that is not a trick you see every day.
We had never seen it prior to him doing it last year in competition.
There you go, great point. Why? Because you're just doing 3 backflips straight up, and at the very end you gotta look at the landing and go 180.
So Max Perot still in first place. What can Mark McMorris do here on this attempt to try and take over the top spot.
Switch frontside 1440, cap 1440 if you will. So this is very, very interesting, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's talk about that compared to what we just saw from Max.
Max Perot's done a cab 18, cab 16, back 16, front side 16. Mark has done front 14, cab 14, back 16, switch back 16. Mark has spun all 4 directions. Max, however, has only spun 3, but he has 2 more 180s than Mark McMorris. I cannot believe I just did that in my head.
No cap.
Who takes it?
Wow.
Who gets first place right now?
Well, we've seen some amazing moments here at X Games. How about the first time we saw the quad cork, courtesy of Marcus Cleveland? Marcus Cleveland, he's got that trick heard round the world, but we've never seen it in a competition.
Backside quadruple cork? Are you kidding me? Never been done.
Raindrop drop, top Marcus Cleveland hammer drop. Oh my goodness.
Ever wonder why someone would go to the ends of the earth and leap into the unknown? Maybe a better question is, what are you waiting for? Pacifica was built for those who follow their own path. That's living life anchors up.
What is this place? Where's
Welcome back to X Games Aspen. Today we're talking about when the delivery separates the good from the great, Jack.
Did you say Wendy's delivery?
What? No? Yes, you did. Take a look at this double flat spin from Alesso. Amazing angle to perfect style. It's just so fresh.
And never frozen beef like the Big Bacon Classic. Crispy applewood smoked bacon and a fast delivery. I'm over it too.
This X Games season, get the all-new Wendy's Big Bacon Classic delivered straight to your door.
You said Wendy's delivery. Ever wonder why someone would wake up at the crack of dawn just for a chance at the unknown? Maybe a better question is, what are you waiting for? Pacifica was brewed for those who follow their own path. That's living life anchors up.
What's going on, guys? Stuff hanging out here at the Real Cost booth here at X-Fest. And right behind me is the One Leaves Escape Room activation brought to you by the Real Cost. Teams head into the escape room and they compete against each other solving puzzles, and you can win some awesome prizes from the Real Cost. They also have video games here. How cool. Katie, what's going on over at Great Clips?
Well, Steph, while our friends at Real Cost are all about keeping you healthy on the inside, our friends at Great Clips are keeping you looking good on the outside here at X-Fest. Stop on by, get your photo taken, they'll print it out on one of these official lanyards. Then you can even get a free haircut or crazy hair. They're going to keep you looking good all weekend long. I'm Katie with the X Club.
Well, a bit more time left on the clock here on the Real Cost Men's Snowboard Big Air Final. We see Max Pro in the lead, Mark McMorris right there in second. Can't wait to see how this thing shakes down. Sven Torgren sitting in bronze medal position yet again. Can he hold on? For more updates, let's send it over to Jack Montgomery.
Guys, when I talked to Darcy Sharp earlier, and he said that he was still riding high on that energy after taking gold in slope style. I asked him what he has planned for tonight. He said that switch backside for 1620 he hasn't done in 2 years. And when he did that, which we saw earlier, he has something special that he's been thinking about just for this event. So we'll see if he throws it on his final run. We saw earlier today in slope style that he went from 8th all the way up to first on his final run of the day. So let's see if he can do it 2 times in a row.
Whoa. Yeah, the plot thickens, doesn't it?
It does. I am excited to see what because Darcy's a crazy man, and he might just pull something out of his hat that we hadn't seen before. Only time to tell, Cam.
You know, it's all about strategy. It's all about formula. The formula he used in slopestyle totally worked. And that was when he was in the basement. He finds himself in the basement again. So we'll see if that strategy plays out. Make sure you do not.
Musco Lighting. We make it happen.
You know, if we're not in the booth and we're not in staff catering, you will find Craig McMorris and I in the X Fest.
It's a festival, it's a party, and we like to party.
Everyone having the best time here at the Real Cost Men's Snowboard Big Air Final. This is about a heated battle as I can remember in this contest. Max Perot's return after battling cancer last year has been nothing short of astonishing as he is our current leader.
This is the no-limit hold'em game, and they are raising the stakes every single time they drop in, Brando.
They're no-limit soldiers. It's essentially last run time here in our final.
He gives every single person up there a hug.
Rene Renacongas is about to drop in with a chance to try and get into podium position, and he just wants to high-five every other competitor.
Where does Rene go? Ooh! Rene going back 16 attempt. And one of the best penguin slides I've seen.
So Yuki Kodono getting ready to drop. Let's go down to DC, who's over in the corral area. DC, who you been hanging with?
Well, I've been hanging with the McMorrises down here. Craig, your mom and dad hanging out down here, and they're stoked to see your brother absolutely in the zone and agree. Yeah, this is an absolute battle between him and Max right now. Is Yuki now going for it and gets that cab 14 down after he botched it on that last attempt. So good to see Yuki killing it. But yeah, it's awesome seeing your parents down here in Kokoho as well. Super stoked to see her boy Mark killing it out here. And Craig, I don't know about you, man, but I still, every time I talk to Kokoho, I mean, that's Hawaiian surf royalty. I kind of fan out a little bit.
we all do.
Yo, good to go.
So here is Yo Aizawa, who, believe it or not, early in this contest was actually leading this thing. We saw the 18. What does he do here as we close in on the 2-minute warning?
He just goes 19.
Yeah!
Yo! That last run we saw, he had enough time for it, but almost surprised himself with the amount of airtime he had. Here he makes no mistake. 1980, 5.5 full 360s around.
Let me grab my protractor real quick to confirm.
3, 4,
5, and then, so what you have to watch here is the way his hips come around right at the end.
Yo Aizawa going for that 1980. I mean, we were talking
He just goes 19.
That was just pure fun. That was just pure reaction. Just a couple of guys who love some snowboarding.
I blacked out for a second, I think. So Yo, unfortunately, well, fortunate for us, just going for a 1980, which is crazy, but I don't think that will help his 7th place position.
Now here's Darcy Sharp sitting in 8th place.
And that frontside 360 nose grab has got to feel good for the kid from Comox. Wins a gold medal in slopestyle, does a switch backside 1620. We haven't really seen him do that here. He has had one heck of a Saturday here at Aspen.
Oh, Darcy's celebrating no matter what tonight. Here's Mons Roisland. He's in 6th place, under a minute to go.
switchback 18. We have seen him do switchback 16-20. However, we have never seen him do switchback 18-20. And those hurt. You can see him in a little bit of pain. It's sometimes easy to fantasize about this, how simple it looks. This is an 85-foot beast. If literally any of your body touches the snow going that fast, it's gonna hurt a lot. You can see him get caught there. That is, so, he's gonna be bruised for sure.
I guess a 1980 gets in the air and you start feeling some type of way.
That's exactly what happens.
So here's Max Perot, our current leader. Strategy here. What does he do knowing Mark McMorris right behind him is yet to drop in for his final attempt?
Frontside 1440.
Oh, wow.
This is very interesting. So Max Perot has spun 3 separate ways, but has more 1620s than McMorris. McMorris has spun all 4 ways, but does not have those 1620s.
Craig, that is critical because it leaves the door open. I wonder what Mark is thinking for that final trick, because this is based off of overall impression. Here's Sven Thorgren. He's in bronze medal position.
Cap 1620 from Sven Thorgren. Switch roast B? That was crazy. How is he so good at spinning backside and switch completely flat, and then those frontside rotations going really off kilter?
Okay, this is the moment.
Look at that smile.
Mark McMorris. He is the final boss, if you will.
Yeah.
Max Perot is sitting in front of him. Mark is guaranteed a medal to tie Shaun White's record, but methinks a gold would feel a lot better than silver around the neck tonight.
Absolutely. I mean, you can lose nothing. In this jam format, you don't get put down if you fall. So Mark McMorris, once it's official, if it stays like this, he will be in silver position. Why not take a shot? What can he do, Brando? That I do not know. I was texting him with the board before the event. He said, I want to do switchback 16, back 16, front triple, cab triple. He has done that already. On this 5th and final jump, what does he do?
So he left out a 5th option on the text message.
Well, that's the craziest thing about this jam format is you wouldn't think you'd get 4, 5 jumps in this thing, but you do.
Our current leader. He has to sit and wait. And even then, nothing is guaranteed. That's the beauty of this format. Nothing official until the end of that final run. It all comes down to this.
It's going to be backside or frontside, I know that.
Yes!
Okay. So it is a chess match. Exactly what you alluded to. He switches grabs. So he's done this trick, the frontside 1440, but he switches grabs midway through. Starts with that mute and then switches to tail. Now I am just at a loss because I have no idea where the judges are going to put him. Mark has landed 5 jumps. Max has landed 4. Mark spun 4 ways. Max spun 3. Max has more 1620s. Mark has more landed jumps. What do you do?
Boy, that's some kind of summary, partner.
I like how you have your
McMorris do enough to claim gold? No! Max Perot holds on! And Max Perot wins gold here at X Games Aspen.
Max Perot, X Games gold, perfect in big air since he was diagnosed with cancer. You can't write it better than that.
Max Perot, congratulations and welcome back to Aspen indeed. After the battle with cancer, to come back in Aspen You had the disappointment in slopestyle. So how sweet does this gold medal in big air taste after what you've been through?
Honestly, just to be out here 1 year later, since I wasn't here last year, that's already amazing. You know, X Games Aspen is my favorite event since and I was watching that since I was a kid. And I just love the event because the jump is fun and the rider is just, everyone kills it over here. And to get back that medal, the last time I had that was in 2018, so I'm really stoked to get it back this year.
Well, congratulations, Max. Bravo. We're all very proud of you. We love you, and it's great to have you back here in Aspen.
Thanks, man.
What an extraordinary moment. As we said, a year off last year, battling cancer, going through chemotherapy, and wins gold on his return to Aspen. And what about Mark McMorris tying Shaun White for the all-time winter medal record of 18? He truly is the GOAT, Craig. Well, X Games. X Games and Jeep are all about taking things to the next level. This year, we've created a new award that celebrates the most amazing moments of the games. Let's take a look.
Every ride will be unforgettable. But only the best athletes make it to the top. See who wins the Golden Grill.
Colby Stevenson, the 22-year-old from Park City, the first rookie to win slopestyle, 2 gold medals at an X Games. What a moment for Colby Stevenson. Well, stay where you are. The women of Snowboard SuperPipe hit X Games Aspen when we return.